What's poppin', Cougs? Welcome back to another episode of Coug on the Clock. I know I don't look like your usual host, but it is me. I know the hair is gone. I'm Alexander Huddleston.
I'm Zander Adams. Great to be here.
It's great to have you, man. It's the first time we've ever done an episode together. So
Let's go.
But today we have a couple topics for you. We got WSU Baseball, a little update on them. NHL playoffs, that is starting today. NBA playoffs, it started over the weekend, I believe. And then a couple injuries coming out of the playoffs for the NBA. Thank you, Cole. And then a couple birthdays as usual. So with that, let's get into the show. All right, so first topic is WSU Baseball. Currently 21-13, 7-10 in conference, or not conference, yes, Pac-12, yes, the conference. Which places us ninth in the Pac-12.
Yep. It's looking a little scary.
We started so hot.
We started so record.
It was, what, 10-1, 10-2?
10, something like that. Might have been even 12. And it was the hottest we've been since, 88?
And we were ranked. We were, ranked 20th in the nation.
Had that little mid-season slump, pretty rough. And now we got what? I think we only have 3 more conference series, too.
Yeah.
So we really got to start taking any of those we can.
Right. Well, so we have Gonzaga tomorrow, which we're filming this on Monday. So, it'll be... I hate my hair. I can see it in the TV. It's driving me crazy.
It looks
Gonzaga
good,
tomorrow. And then over the weekend, we're going to be hosting Santa Clara here at Bailey Braden. And, I was looking at the bracket, or the overall rankings. Because we are in 9th place, they only take the top 8 in the tournament. And, of course, that is behind UW, the Huskies, and we're 3 games behind them. They have 10 wins. So, do you think we can get out of this?
I think we can. Obviously, I think we take the Santa Clara series. It's not conference, so it's not doesn't mean as much. Utah series is looking a little scary. That's April 28th, that weekend. Looks a little scary, not too sure on it. If we can take 1 or 2, huge. 2 obviously huge for the series. 1 could add a little bit. The next conference series we have after that is UW. So that is one where we need to take it. We're right behind them. If we could hand them 2 or 3 losses, take those wins on ours, and then go to Cal and Stanford and win those series, I think we're in it. Probably the 7 or 8 seed.
The Utah is actually perfectly placed because they're actually the bottom of the Pac-12.
Oh.
So if we go against them, that's going to put us right back into contention for that 8th or 7th spot. When we go to UW, it's like I said, they're right above us. So that's where I think the competition is going to kind of kick in a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's after you? Cal and Stanford?
Cal, Stanford.
Stanford's number 2, and Cal is also they're 11th. So we have 2 easy series coming up.
So yeah, we assume we take Utah. We assume we take Cal. Hopefully 3 each.
Hopefully at least 2 out of UW.
Yeah, at least 2.
Yeah.
At least 2. And we're probably positioned at 7 there. I'm not going to be able to do the math quick enough, but probably 6 or 7 if we take all 3 of those series. Put in some work, get to the Pac-12 tournament, be pretty huge.
Yeah.
Hainline, the highlight over the weekend. He's been performing all season for us. But Hainline, 2 home runs over the series. He had 5 RBI as well throughout that. So he's been absolutely huge for us. And then, of course, we have Advincula showed up, as always.
Yeah.
Few RBIs over this series. Believe a home or 2. But, yeah, I got to pick it up a little bit. It's definitely crunch time for WSU Baseball.
Perfect. Well, actually, we're running out of time, so we're actually going to move on. Thank you, Cole. Appreciate it. Into NHL playoffs. Now, this is more kind of my alternate sport. If it's not football season, if it's not football season, I'm not watching sports. But, if I had to watch another sport, it'd probably be hockey. NHL playoffs did start today with the Carolina Hurricanes beating the New York. Holy cow, I'm struggling. The New York Islanders, 2-1 earlier, first game. Bruins just finished their game against the Panthers, 3-1. Those poor Panthers, they're never going to win a playoff game, at least in my – they're not going to go deep in the playoffs in my lifetime. They're first-round exits. The Stars are playing the Wild right now. In fact, let's get a live score update.
Yeah, it's end of the first period.
Oh, Wild scored a goal. They just scored a goal, too. 1-0 Wild over the Stars. And Game 1 of the Kings versus the Oilers just started, and it's obviously 0-0 because it just started. And I have the Oilers probably, moving on in that round.
They're favorited, but LA guy, SoCal guy myself. Be cool to see the Kings go up. You had that Stanley Cup when I was living there, so it was kind of cool. I wasn't even a fan of them, but I don't even watch hockey back then. I barely do now. But
Back when they beat the Sharks.
Yep.
Sad years.
I think a LA Kings advancement could be cool, but yeah, it's the Oilers. They've been hot.
Yeah, I mean,
Obviously
they have
favored it.
the arguably best player in the NHL right now with I think it's Connor McDavid. He's playing out of his mind this year. He was actually at one point in the season on track to take the record from Wayne Gretzky for most goals scored in a season.
That's wild.
And I mean that's been held since like 1992, I think, by Wayne Gretzky. So fantastic. But for you Seattle fans, the Kraken are facing the former Stanley Cup champions, the Colorado Avalanche. So, don't get your hopes up, but like, go Kraken. Like that's exciting.
Yeah, go Kraken.
Second year in the league. That's fantastic. That's
Pretty
awesome.
huge. I have to say, we were talking about it a bit before, I definitely have the Avalanche favored to win the Cup again this year. So, like, in my perspective, even though I'm not a hockey connoisseur, the Kraken might be. They might be going home pretty soon here.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, it was a big season for them. That's exciting.
Absolutely.
But for your Cup predictions, I know you just said the Avalanche, but I want to hear, what's your matchup in the Stanley Cup?
Matchup for me, I like I said, Avalanche, and I'm not even sure about the other side of the bracket.
The Eastern Conference?
I'm not even sure.
I'll tell you
about
right
it.
now,
Tell
Bruins
me.
are the number 1 seed.
Yeah, well,
And
yeah,
they
I've
are
been
the
seeing
favorite.
that. And with how uneducated I am on hockey, I am just going to have to go ahead and say that. If that's what the odds are saying, I'm going to have to run with that. I'm not going to lie to the viewers at home.
No, I get you.
But it'd be cool to see something else happen for sure. I will be watching some, like the Stanley Cup for sure. I just won't be knowing too much of what's going on.
You're good. Yeah, this was more my choice of topic. But let's go real quick. My choice, or my pick. I have the Avs coming in. They're going to, try to, thank you. They're going to try to, hold their belt, hold their chip, keep their chickens, as Marshawn Lynch would say, and actually face off against the Lightning from Tampa Bay. And the only reason I say that, even though you have the Bruins, you have the Maple Leafs over in the Eastern Conference, Tampa Bay has been in the last 3 Stanley Cups. It would be wild to see them in a 4th consecutive Stanley Cup championship. So they're going to beat the Bruins in the second round. That's my hot take. Lightning to the 4th time. So yeah, Avs Lightning rematch, and I want to say Lightning win it, but I don't think they will. I think it's going to be the Avs. I think the Avs are going to take it again, back-to-back champs.
It would be awesome to see.
It'd be sick. It'd be awesome. But yeah, let's move on to the NBA playoffs, and that is where Zander's going to probably take over until we start talking about the California teams. But yeah, take it away, buddy.
Yeah, I watched every game over the weekend. Was thrilled to see it. It's the best time of year for folks like me. I do like sports. I enjoy any sport, but basketball, my forte. Not so much Chell, like we were just saying. But Sixers just went 2-0 against the Nets. Pretty expected. Obviously favored. I don't think the Nets win a single game against the Sixers. I don't think it's going to happen. Embiid's going for MVP. That's my pick for MVP at the moment, and I think he's going to go MVP. And when the Sixers go to the finals, if they win, he will be the finals MVP as well. So we might see a pretty big season for Embiid, and for the Sixers, of course. Getting the championship in the first place is a big season. Winning it would be even bigger. We have the Celtics took down the Hawks. You got the Knicks beating out the Cavaliers, which I hope the Cavs win that series. I'm a big Spider guy. I'm a big Darius Garland guy, so that'd be awesome to see. The Heat, we'll get back to it later, upsetting the Bucks. We'll get to it on our next segment. We'll talk about the Kings real quick.
Yeah.
Because I know you're a big Kings guy, and
No,
nothing.
I'm the Warriors guy. I'm just from Sacramento.
Sorry.
There's a difference.
Sorry.
No.
I personally was ecstatic to see the Kings win that game. But give me your 2 cents on it.
I mean, honestly, I've been on the show multiple times talking about this, and I'm a Warriors fan, right? But they're playing my city, and so I'm gonna root for the Warriors because that's my team. But if the Warriors lose, I'm not gonna be afraid to say go Kings because it's exciting. We finally have something in Sacramento to be proud of.
Light the beam.
Sacramento, like I've said multiple times, sucks. I hate it there. So it's exciting to have something to be proud of in the city of Sacramento. So I would say go Kings until the end of the series, or until after the series. But yeah, no, it's an exciting time for Sacramento. I know my friend's actually at the game right now, and he's been, trash talking me this whole time because, he even said, he's like, Sacramento's a hating city, man. We don't mess with any other team. I'm like, all right, well, sorry, buddy. But yeah, no. So it is very exciting for the Kings to be there, and I feel like the Kings are kind of like the Mariners in this most recent postseason.
Oh, definitely.
Everybody's rooting for them. Like, there's no ill, there's no ill feelings against the Kings from any team.
No. Well, I mean,
maybe the Lakers, but like for any other team, I think anybody's rooting against the Kings, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, obviously great season. Snap that playoff drought.
Yes.
Currently just down 5, 3 minutes left in the first. Doesn't really say a lot, of course, at this point, but. The Kings, I wasn't expecting them to fare too well against the Warriors. I thought they were pretty fraudulent because they were a team.
I thought they were going to go Game 7.
This series.
Yes.
Really?
I think this is going to go 7 games.
I mean, after seeing the first, I think it will. But the thing for me about the Kings is they were like one of the highest rated offensive teams. I think there was a stretch, if not the entire season, a good stretch of the season. They were putting up the most points in games on the offensive side, but they just didn't have the defense there is what I thought. Obviously, they can handle themselves. They're able to take that one. But, I mean, one more game in Sacramento. If they take this one, that could – I'm not going to get ahead of myself. It could say the series because it'll be 2-2 after Golden State if they – like at Golden State. If they win those and then coming back the other way, it'd be tough for the Warriors to get another one on the road.
But there's, I don't know. Everybody's saying, that the Kings are, they've never been there before and they're not ready for this playoff. And it's like – but you also have to think about the Warriors are a team where their average age is like, I think, 28 to 32. The Kings is 24. It's like 24, 25. Yeah. It's, it's kids versus their parents. Like, it's like we're going to outrun them, But yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be this might be one of the greatest postseason series ever, in my opinion. That's my take.
If it goes to 7 games, I get 100%. I could agree. And I just got to say, last thing on this segment, nothing would bring me more joy than the Sacramento Kings of all teams ending the Warriors dynasty. Like, if the Warriors lose in round 1, their dynasty is over. I don't care. We're not going to see another big run from them again.
What are you talking about? You don't think they can come back next year?
I don't know. They're getting old, bro. Clay's on some of his last legs injuries, not to prey on anything, but Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Right. Well, only time will tell.
Real quick, though, what is your predictions, matchup, and champion?
Okay. So Western Conference Finals, I got Lakers, Denver. And the thing is, if the Lakers win this series, we play the Warriors in the second round, which would be an awesome series. We'll see how that goes. I'm a biased Lakers fan. I'm just going to get it out there. I think Denver probably does win the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers. And if they do, then it's going to be Nuggets, Philly. Like I said, Joel Embiid on a tear. Probably the regular season MVP. They're not going to give it to Jokic 3 seasons in a row.
Okay. We actually have a bet going about the Lakers. He said, well, he bet me money, but I'm a broke college student. I was like, I'm not going to bet any money, but I've said MJ is the GOAT over LeBron this whole time. Our bet is if the Lakers win the finals this year, I will hop on the bandwagon and say LeBron's the greatest of all time. I'll hop on the bandwagon.
I think it could definitely happen. I'm not going to take it as a pick because I think Jokic is Jokic. Yeah. I think they win the conference finals, but the Lakers winning this championship, LeBron is undisputedly the GOAT. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, then I'll get on then because nobody's ready to talk about that. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry all have the same amount of rings as LeBron. I'm just saying. No one's ready to talk about it. But my picks for the finals, I gotta say Warriors. This is my team. I think why not? Why not? I mean, it's not a reach anymore.
No, it's not.
It's not. No. And then with the team I've been saying since literally October, the 76ers. Philadelphia, this is your year. Whether you win or lose, because you've lost every other championship you've been in this year, you're going to the finals. 76ers Warriors finals. I'm here for it. That's my pick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, let's move on to the last topic, which actually kind of goes along with what he said earlier about the Heat. Yeah. NBA injuries.
We had a lot over the weekend. Maybe not a lot. There was really 3 big ones that stuck out of it. And another one that was fine. But, yeah, starting with that Miami Heat-Milwaukee series, Giannis injured in the first quarter, if you missed it, returned in the second quarter, but he was in the game for about 1:20 of in-game time and had to go back to the locker room, a lower back contusion. If you missed it on a drive, skies up, kind of clipped, falls straight onto his back from probably 5, 6 feet in the air. Just immediately rolls over. He's in pain. Like I said, tried to come back, couldn't do it. And that's really the moment that the Heat knew that they could take that game one, because without Giannis, the Bucks offense kind of just grinded to a halt, like completely. They looked lost out there. And Chris Middleton tried some spot-up shots. He was cooking himself, but he just can't get it done by himself in a playoff scenario against Jimmy Buckets. And I will say, credit to Eric Spoelstra, Miami Heat coach. Their system was looking beautiful. They had 4 people on the court at all times who can sink a 3. And even when Tyler Hero broke his hand, another injury that I hadn't mentioned yet, broke his hand, pretty questionable for the rest of the playoffs is what the reports have been.
Right.
But they were able to step up. We saw Duncan Robinson in the corner with a couple of threes. Every other shooter on their team showed up and was able to knock shots down, and that's what brought them that win. It was 130 to 117 against the best team in the league right now.
Right.
So without Giannis, I don't think the Bucks get past the series if he can't get in, indisputably. Moving on to Lakers and Memphis, that Ja Morant one also might seal the series.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people were saying, that this is kind of the Grizzlies' year. It's a young, hungry team, and with Ja, I want to make a joke, but I feel like it's insensitive. I don't know.
Maybe give it another week.
He's been doing too much of this.
He really just cannot catch a break this season though. He had that 8-game suspension. 8-game suspension.
He kind of brought it on himself.
For some questionable activity on social media and some other reports coming out. A suspension that, by the way, by the NBA rulebook, at least people were saying on Twitter, whatever, that could have been a 50-game suspension, is what people were saying, by the NBA rulebook. It only ends up being 8 games. But then he was also playing that game with his hand already lightly wrapped due to a fall he took just about a week and a half ago against the Bucks. And they won that game, but he took a fall, messed it up a little bit, and he had some soreness, but he was never on the injury report. And so that was he took that fall again on a drive and just injured it again. The x-ray was negative, but all the reports from yesterday and throughout the day, I've seen multiple, he's significant doubt for game 2. And that's a game that LA can 100% win again, go to crypto.com, and they could win those 2 home games. LA's played pretty solid at home this year. I don't want to call that series in 4, but it is definitely possible.
Gotcha.
The Lakers were shooting. It was crazy. It was the first, segment did just wrap up, so I can wrap up real quick, but it was the first quartet in Lakers history since 1988 that put 20 points up each. It was LeBron, AD. AD had 7 blocks on top of it. Their defensive anchor, AR-15, had 23 points in his first playoff game. Rui Hachimura, 20 points. D'Lo also had 19. Masterclass from the Lakers.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never even heard of Austin Reeves. I've never even heard of him until this last 2 weeks ago, actually, before this game. But I don't really know who he is. LeBron knew since the beginning of the season, though. He knew he was destined for stardom. LeCap James.
I did see that. Okay, Austin Reeves, though, if you missed him at the end of the regular season, he's the only reason that the Lakers are in the playoffs, because AD, there was a period where he had to sit out back-to-back games. We didn't have a backup center to replace him. Yeah. And there's a couple games we started Rui Hachimura over our only other center that we lost, which is bad play calls. I should stop saying we, but bad play calls from Darvin Ham, coach of the Lakers. And I don't know. I'm liking the Lakers this year, though. Like I said, I think they're going Western Conference. They're going to beat the Warriors in the second round. If they win that first series, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then we'll hop on the bandwagon. But on to our last topic. It's not even a topic. Just going to wish her happy birthdays real quick. Happy birthday to not Shaquille O'Neal, not Sharif O'Neal, but Shakir O'Neal. Happy birthday, buddy. You're probably hooping somewhere, so have fun. Also, happy birthday to WNBA star Candace Parker, as well as Muhammad Ali. Not the boxer, but the actor, Muhammad Ali. Happy birthday to him. I think he passed in 2006, but I saw it was his birthday. I thought we should shout him out. So with that is the show. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you follow all of our social medias. On Instagram at Wazzu Sports Network, on Twitter at Wazzu Sports Net, on not Snapchat. What do we have? TikTok. on TikTok at Wazzu Sports Network as well. Go to our YouTube, Cable 8 Productions, because all of our great content is there. And Coug the Clock is almost to episode 100. So look out for that coming out soon, hopefully. The merch store, that's still a thing. If you guys want to buy things from that, it's still open. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As I said earlier, from Alexander Huddleston,
Zander Adams.
See you next time, and go Cougs!